Hey guys, Uncle Ray. Welcome to another episode of the Crypto Bellwether. On this channel, we cut through the hype and the noise, and we give you the non-biased information you can use to hopefully capitalize on the next bull run, or the bull run we're in. That being said, guys, I take pride in fighting misinformation. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you, all through this video, some facts that you're probably not going to like to hear. Now, before I dive into it, I own all the banking tokens, every one of them, stacked all last year. And I fell for the misinformation that is endless and keeps going on day in and day out in the crypto community about the ISO tokens and the banking reset and, everything's going to run on XRP rails, etc., etc. Well, guys, I'm here to tell you, there's 3 tokens I'm going to keep. That's Link, HBAR, and Quant. And the rest of them are not in my top 50. Now, that may be rough, and they are going to do well, guys. Don't panic, sell, and any of that. They're going to do well, and they will get their share. Now, well, let me back up too. I may swing trade, or will swing trade Algorand. Because if it keeps going down, I should have already did it. I just got busy and missed it. But if it keeps going down, I'm definitely going to swing trade some Algorand. But I no longer look at these projects like I did because I've got the real information. And not only do I have the real information, guys, a lot has changed in the last 2 years. When this fake, chart that someone created that had no clue, that just led the whole community of misinformation, and you'll still see people brag on how this is going to work. Well, this is not how it works, guys. Not even close. And I challenge anyone to a debate. If they want to talk about the ISO tokens and the banking reset and XRP, any of that, I challenge any of them to contradict what I've said, because I contradict what they say constantly. I've called out my share of influencers. They don't want to talk about it because they can't back it up. Well, guys, I'm going to share with you why I'm swapping my banking tokens or my ISO tokens, and I'm only going to keep those 3. Now, I'm going to give you a wealth of information, and again, guys, it's not FUD. I'm going through the same pains, but I'm here for the money, guys. I'll drop everything tomorrow and start over, and I'm here to tell you, in my opinion, it's not financial advice, I can swap those tokens for a lot better upside and probably less risk, and every project that I stack has a better probability to outrun the banking tokens. And guys, that so-called banking reset, it's going to occur, but it's going to occur and it's going to create the legacy banks and SWIFT and FedNow and that whole ecosystem. The power players today are just going to get way more stronger. No one's coming out of nowhere, and like Ripple, great company, but it's this big, guys, and it's not going to take the lion's share from anyone. Now, they will all get their share, but if you stay with me, I'm going to talk about some things that you need to hear, whether you want to hear it or not. And then look, get a game plan. It's not too late, guys. Or keep them. They're going to do well. Most of them will probably give you somewhere around a 7x to probably 20x tops. Now, and when you look at this chart, guys, this chart went viral in our crypto community. And it has a lot of merit that they're going to get their piece of the pie. But you got Link, and you got Quant, and you got HBAR. But when I look at that chart, guys, if it was a real chart, that JP Morgan logo and that Consensus logo and that Ethereum logo and the R3 and the ledgers like Hyperledger and that IBM logo would be massive. And then you'd have a huge FIS global logo that's not even in there. It's one of the most dominant players by far in cross-border payments and liquidity. No one even talks about them. Guys, they are dominating that sector along with Swift. Now, guys, I'm just going to tell you like it is. And again, I challenge anyone to bring me on their show or come on my show and let's debate it out if you think I'm wrong. Swift has just had, Swift created a partnership with Link. And what that did, guys, is it allowed Swift to tokenize assets. That's where they're going. That's where their roadmap is. And that is the future. I don't think anyone will deny that. Whether you're tokenizing a smart contract or just sending money cross-border, or you're sending a car, a house deed, whatever, those tokens are going to run on pretty much a lot of different rails, but they're all going to go through Link's gateway into Swift. There's no need. Swift doesn't need any of these projects outside of Link. Those projects need Swift. There's no banking reset. Ripple is not going to challenge Swift. No way, shape, or form. No one is. Those are like bridges running into New York City. Swift is New York City, guys. JP Morgan's blockchain is going to be New York City, right? FedNow is going to be New York City. The same legacy banks are going to dominate crypto and the rails. Now, the good news is every banking token that you see are probably going to get their share, but those are just the rails, guys, the roads going into New York City. They're not needed. If one rail doesn't work or goes out of business or gets too slow or costs too much, we just go around it. It's going to be unlimited ways to use, say, FedNow and to use Swift and to do cross-border payments. I mean, you got PayPal and all those boys jumping in, and no one talks about Consensus, guys. Consensus, no token. One of the biggest players with CBDCs, with everything, and no one talks about them. Visa, guys, Visa is a dominant player, and guess who they partnered with? Solana, right? Solana's not on this list. No one calls Solana a banking token. But guys, I'm following the money, I'm following the adoption, and I'm following the reality. And the reality is, for me, there's a lot better places to park my money. So I'm going to make the switch. Now, pretty much, guys, I'm going to tell you where the big picture is. And this, you know, if you do the research, we will agree way more than we disagree. Right now is the first time in history that retail or average people has front ran a government, Wall Street, the banks. It's never happened in history. Well, they're coming for it. And if you just see their roadmaps and what they're doing with the SEC, guys, the SEC is a weapon. It's killing the exchanges, right? It's killing our on ramps and off ramps. It's going to regulate us out to which direction they want. Well, I'm here to tell you, whether we like it or not, that the legacy banks, the governments, and Wall Street are about 65-70% into taking over crypto. See, no one talks about that because these influencers have been lying to you, say, about XRP, and they're going to continue to lie. But banks do not own XRP. They will not own XRP. And Ripple's news doesn't necessarily benefit XRP, because if the banks and Ripple's partners don't own or have to buy XRP and they can use Ripple's supply, it's not bullish. And I don't know why I even got on that tangent. But guys, I'm here to tell you, if you go do your research of who's dominating CBDCs, who's dominating cross-border payments, who's building out gaming in the metaverse, it's major corporations with huge developers. And they're going to use a lot of these tokens, but most tokens are going to go away. When you get tokenized assets, guys, you're going to use the ledger. That's what Ripple understands. That's what R3/4, guys, R3/4, whether you want to hear this or not, but when I go do my research, which is endless, R3/4 is way more dominant and ahead of even Ripple. They're both wonderful corporations, and if they do IPOs, jump in, because they're going to be world beaters. They'll both probably be Fortune 500 corporations, and 10, 15, 20 years from now, maybe Fortune 100. But guys, you don't need a token. About 90% of everything Ripple does, all their services, doesn't include XRP. They're starting to promote other avenues and other tokens. Even David Schwartz did he was on stage talking about the future of ODL, which, by the way, guys, is non-existent. Existent now. They call it Ripple payments, because you don't have to buy any XRP. Ripple will do those payments for you, for the most part. That's how it works. You don't have to understand. It's like using Venmo. They don't even, if you go look at their white paper about Ripple payments, XRP is mentioned one time out of about a 15-page report. They don't even talk about it, because it's just a mechanism, and they have pretty much an unlimited supply of that mechanism. Anyway, guys, I'm rambling on. The good news is it's not too late, in my opinion, and they will all do well. They're going to get their share. Don't let anyone kid you about that. But guys, they've already had their day for the most part. And I'm not looking to hold anything 10 years, right, outside of Bitcoin. So whether, a lot of people are trying to tell you, oh, well, XRP or whatever is going to hit this number. Well, it may, guys, if it's around in 10, 15, 20 years. This is not a utility bull run. That's another lie that I fell for. Guys, that utility bull run's probably going to run in the preceding bull run, or maybe even the one after that. Now, that will be the one that kills most tokens, because then we'll start to see which ones are going to be the Googles and the Microsofts of the world, the new dominant players that are going to dominate for probably 50 years. But that's not this one, guys. If it was this one, you wouldn't see Pepe or Casper doing what they do. Guys, it's pure speculation on what a project can do, or how much it can make, or how high it can go. This bull run is not going to be a utility bull run. It's going to be speculation off of which projects may have that utility, but mainly, guys, it's just which ones have a sexy story and can pump. So yes, long term, for great projects like Quant and Link and HBAR, which even those guys may not be around. This technology changes like a blink of an eye. Look, and I'm going to give you an example, and I know I'm rambling, but hear me out. When I tell people that corporate America is taking over, just follow what's going on, guys. Base just came out with a layer 2. That layer 2 is literally a clone of Optimism. They cloned it. And now they have Base in the number 3 spots. But it came out, it was so hot, got so much adoption that for a week it did more transactions than the other 2 leaders, Optimism and Arbitrum, which have been around a lot longer. But in the future, guys, you're not going to need a token for the dominant players. They're going to take it, and if you want to use Base, you can use it. You don't have to buy a token, but you can buy Coinbase. And that's the system. If you look at the partnerships with the JP Morgans and Consensus and Ethereum Enterprise Alliance and the Interledger and IBM and Accenture and all those boys, when you see how and Visa and Swift, guys, they're creating these rails that they have. You may have a token that leads into them, but they're not going to need any of these tokens. And they can clone them or switch them out. And it may take them 15 years, 10, 15 years to get rid of them. But they're taking over, guys. So for whatever it's worth, and I know this sucks, and I know a lot of people are going to be mad, probably lose some subscribers. But hey, guys, I'm here for the money, and hopefully you are too. And if you've been tribal for 2 years and you've been believing, and you keep going to those influencers that tell you what you want to hear and they lie to you, guys, let me just tell you a couple of lies that I've heard about XRP, right? They tell you the banks all buy XRP. Not one bank owns XRP. I heard a big influencer that people love. He literally made up that JP Morgan had a partnership with XRP. Flat out lie. And no one called him out on it. And then you hear stuff like this chart, right? You hear stuff about the banking reset. Guys, the banking reset is going to happen. It's already happening, but it's a reset of literally the banks. They are going to dominate it. They have their own technology. Go to JP Morgan's website. Go to Consensus website. Go to Goldman Sachs, Visa, PayPal. Go look at their website, Swift. Study what Swift's doing. Guys, everything's going to run on their rails. When I say everything, the lion's share. The repo market. JP Morgan's blockchain is already, what they came out and said they're doing $1 billion a day already. Guys, people don't know this, but JP Morgan owns, I think it's 39% of the Fed. So who do you think is going to dominate the rails going in and out of the Fed? Of Fed now, right? JP Morgan processes $9 to $11 trillion a day. BlackRock's in the game, guys. They own part of Coinbase. They're the largest shareholders in Bitcoin mining. Guys, I'm telling you, pay attention. Anyway, didn't mean to ramble on, and I know this sounds negative, and I know it hurts. But guys, call out these influencers that can't do math and that lie to you. That's the last thing I'm going to talk about. Guys, once a project gets into like the top 10, it's not going to change your life. You know, math and tokenomics guarantee XRP, for instance, is not going to 100 in the next, say, 20 years. It can't, guys. It's too big. If XRP even got to 100, Ripple's escrow would be larger than Tesla, Microsoft, and Apple combined. You think that's going to happen, guys, with a little bitty company? JP Morgan's not that way, and JP Morgan processes more transactions in a day, in one day, actually probably in an hour, than Ripple has, for instance, in 11 years. And that is no insult or rag on Ripple. It's a great company. But guys, JP Morgan and these legacy banks, JP Morgan's been around like 145 years. You're not going to beat them. People are like, oh, well, Ripple has these partnerships with 400 banks. That's right, Ripple does, and they use Ripple's supply. But guess who owns? Ripple, JP Morgan bought 356 banks that failed from the Fed in a day. Guys, they have more banks under their umbrella that they own than probably Ripple will ever have as partners. And that's, again, not an insult. Anyway, guys, I just wanted to make this video. It's probably my last video or in-depth video following all the ISO projects, just because there's better places to put your money. They're all going to do well. I highly believe that Quant and HBAR and Link are some of the best risk rewards out there because they are solid blue chips. But guys, that ship has sailed. That narrative, that banking reset, guys, I'm not even going to debate. I mean, I shouldn't even debate that with anybody anymore. That narrative is a dead narrative. And I'm going to say one last thing, and I say it with love. If you're an XRP Army and you compare real projects that are 10x further along, who's getting the adoption? Compare them to HBAR, right? Look at some of these young guns. TIA, that project, again, unfortunately, is owned by Coinbase. They bought out, I believe it was Infura, who was the developers that created, what is it? My brain's not working. TIA, whatever that is, starts with a C. My brain's not working. But the point is, guys, stop following the tomorrow. Oh, it's going to happen, right? Like tokenized assets. Everyone in the XRP community, oh, they're going to tokenize assets. Everyone's going to be using it. Well, they're not in the top 10, guys. Look what just happened with Avalanche, right? HBAR is killing it in tokenized assets. Follow the people that are killing it now. Don't follow the future. Guys, the future, who knows what it's going to look like. I'm going to take my profits in this bull run. I won't own any of these tokens at the end. And I'm even with HBAR and Quant and Link, I'll probably take my profits early. I'll dollar cost out, average out aggressively, and I'll put them in faster horses. Hey guys, that's just my thought process. That's me. But hey, start calling out these influencers that are lying to you about the ISO tokens and the banking reset, guys, because you're either going to get wrecked or, in my opinion, you're going to miss some of the best opportunities by being tribal and believing the lies and the hype. And do some math, guys, with tokenomics and understand that it's not an insult to say that, for instance, XRP cannot hit $100 probably in the next 10 years. It's almost mathematically impossible. So when someone's telling you that XRP can go to $100 like it's nothing, like that's a stepping stone to 586 to 10,000 to $1 million, Black Swan capitalist, that's what he tells you, it's going to $1 million. No, it's not. It's not going to be worth more than all of Wall Street and 5 different countries combined. Guys, if people are going to lie to you about that, that means they don't understand tokenomics, and they're either not that smart or they're biased and they have an agenda. So call them out, guys. Call them out. I dare you. I know I get a lot of hate, and I can't even imagine how much hate I'm going to get in the comments about this video. But I don't care, guys. I'm here for the people that want to learn and want honest reality so they can make good decisions. So whether you like this information or not, prove me wrong, guys. I'll debate anyone, anytime. And if you prove me wrong on any statement, I will definitely create a video to say I'm wrong. Because, guys, I don't debate to be right. I debate to be correct in my thinking so I can make better financial decisions. All right, guys, that's a huge rant. Sorry for the pain. Forgive me. But if you want honesty, you know you're going to get it on this channel. Everything I say has merit, and I will back it up anytime, anywhere, with anyone. So if you like that, comment. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Hit the like button and come back and be part of this community. And even if you want to hate on me, guys, you need to hear both sides of the story. You know, wealthy people want to know what's my downside, what's the true risk. And that's one thing you don't get in crypto from most influencers. All right, guys. I love you. Get ready for the bull run. That may sound negative because I can't be more bullish, but I'm going into the new projects that are doing well, like Casper and TIA and TARA and projects like that haven't experienced a bull run and they're doing well already. That's where you want to be. And then I'm going into gaming, AI is going to dominate pretty much every one of these tokens, guys. None of these tokens, even the ones I'm hanging on to, they will not lead the bull run, and the odds are they won't outperform many of the top AI projects, if any at all. Again, guys, that's just my thought process. I know it's aggressive, and I know it's going to hurt a lot of people, but that's all I got. Take care, guys. Come back, and remember, not financial advice. Take care.